6 years ago, I met a very special young lady called Rebecca Ketch. Rebecca Ketch had fled an early marriage at only 12 years old. She got on a bus and she fled 400 miles to come to Kampala, which is the capital. And she found a job, and the family that she worked for as a maid is the family that took her to school. Rebecca came to me looking for employment, and she was underage. I could not employ her, and yet the family that she stayed with at the time had determined that that was the last year they were going to work with her, and they were not going to be responsible to, push her ahead with her education to high school. So Rebecca was trying to find a job so she could stay in school, and that's how we met. And when we kept talking with Rebecca, I realized that there are very, very other many girls just like Rebecca, because she told me about her friends. I got interested in knowing about her friends. I asked her to be coming every week to my workplace so I could figure out what kind of girls they were. When I met these girls, I saw that they were needy, but at the same time, they were determined to make life work.
My name is Natijuka Lilian. I'm in Senior 4 at Kalinabiri Senior Secondary School, and I'm 17 years old. My father passed on when I was 5 years old. He left my mother and my other 5 siblings. Later, when my mother got very ill, one of her friends came and took me to live with her. Since then, I've never heard of my family again. My auntie who took me in told me that my mother had passed on. My uncle constantly reminds me of my past. He beats me and he locks me out of the house when he's drunk. He does not want me to live with his family.
The need was there. They need to love, they need to counsel, they need to support, they need to provide basic materials, is why we started this work. The name Project Princess Initiative came about because still the girls that we work with come from low socioeconomic situations, and most of them are abused, or they've run away from things, or they're staying with people who really don't care enough about them. And they are made to feel very, very subdued. They have very low self-esteem. So we wanted to give the organization a name that made the girls feel good about themselves and about their future.
Despite of my background and the abuses I get from my family I live with, Project Princess Initiative has made me a princess.
I feel very strongly about the girl issues because many, many years ago, these girls, I could have been these girls. My father went into exile before the Museveni government, and I was about 12 years old. And I'm very, very grateful that I had family, that I had support, and I was able to stay my course in school. If I didn't have the structures that supported me to stay in school, I probably would never have been what I am today. And when I look in the eyes of these girls, I see myself. I see what I was those many years ago. So I'm thinking that if someone else sees what we do and imagines themselves in the same situation, you'd be compelled to feel so strongly about the need of these girls. And that's what we do. We feel very, 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 I feel very strongly about this situation because so many years ago, this could have been me.
Project Princess Initiative came into our school when I was in Peace Primary 7, when my teacher told them about my sad story. And that's when I got a sponsor who helped me through my education and other needs I was lacking.
The school we started with is a primary school. But the girls, because of the work that we do to support them stay in school, the girls have gone to high school, and then we've been able to follow them to high school, and that's how we get the girls. When our girls join a school, we follow them up. We work with a coordinator from the very school. They identify more other girls in the same socio-economic bracket. Maybe they're an orphan, maybe they come from very deep poverty situations. So we identify those girls because such girls are the girls that are likely to drop out of school. And what are we fighting? We're fighting to make girls stay in school. That is our goal. That is our mission.
I am happy that one day I will achieve my dreams of becoming a medical doctor.
In the 6 schools in Kampala that we're working in, we're reaching to 560 girls. Our goal is to make sure that we can reach 1,000 girls. So if we get support, it's very likely that we'll be able to reach and support and empower more girls. Right now we are very small staff because we have logistical challenges, funding challenges. So far right now we're a staff of only 4 people, but we are a larger staff in terms of volunteers. I think we have more than 14 volunteers that work with us. Every year we earn experience. We've been able to create a big program for the girls, and during the holiday program we are able to reach or teach or instruct girls in different ways. So each different area, we have the spiritual area, we cover the emotional area, social emotional area, which is really the psychosocial support. We have counselors, we talk to teachers, we talk to reproductive health workers, we talk to spiritual leaders. So through all that, we are able to have a volunteer base of about 15 people. If you wanted to help us, you could sponsor a girl to stay in school, because we have a lot of girls that are out of school or that are struggling to stay in school. Their parents or their guardians or their whatever cannot afford to pay the tuition. So we'll be very, very grateful if you chose to sponsor a girl. Also, you could volunteer with us. I mean, you could come down and see what we do. You could be a counselor, for instance. If you're a counselor, you could encourage these girls. You can become a pen pal to our girls and be able to write them encouraging things. You can make a one-time donation, and we can actually be able to buy books, because we are trying to put up a resource center library that will be able to help the girls easily access the books that they need. Or you could actually um, support us through sending us sanitary towels, bras, underwear. Those are things that are very, very vital. They sound very simple, but they're very vital in keeping the girl child in school. When they don't have the sanitary towels, well, they stay out of school for a very long time, for 5 days every month, and cumulatively that means they are out of school for very long, and therefore they end up dropping out of school. So if you can support us and get us sanitary towels, that would be a wonderful thing.
There are other girls out there with sad story like mine, and I pray Project Princess may meet them and sponsor them so that they become better people in future.